Hey friends, good evening. Welcome to the third episode of Edges and Sledges. How are you doing? Well, we had a great match yesterday. It was Mumbai versus CSK, and today we have a biggie again. The North Indian Derby, the Balle Balle teams from Punjab and Delhi, a traditional rivalry of sorts with teams. Most of the players maybe play together at times, and it's going to be fun this time. But IPL is different. It's going to be a battle of two young captains, Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul for the first time. And don't forget, it's going to be a battle of two really fierce coaches as well in Ricky Ponting and Anil Kumble. Well, friends, Praveen has joined me. Praveen, hi, how are you doing? What do you think of today's
Hi,
match?
Sujan. So obviously both the teams have been struggling from so many years, as you might be knowing, to qualify for the playoffs. Both the teams are young and new talent are there, but how much ever you say and how much ever new players you try and rope in, they have been failed to qualify for the playoffs every year
Yes.
on year. So I think that is something which they have to look forward, and it's very important to for both the teams. I guess it's very important to have a winning streak for the first six matches at
Well,
least.
let's start with Delhi. Pretty exciting team. I think talent personified. I think you name the players, you just feel it's going to be the best team on paper, right? And especially the Indian core. What do you think of them?
Absolutely, I think the young gun represented by Shreyas Iyer. We have a very talent four Indians in the top four. If I have to talk about in terms of Shikhar Dhawan, Prithvi Shaw, Shreyas Iyer, and Pant. So I think without any doubt, these four are going to be somewhere leading the Indian team in the future. So
Absolutely.
everybody will have a point to prove.
And they have made a very smart addition in terms of Ajinkya Rahane as well. Well, I'm being a Mumbaiker. I know we've been so passionate about Rahane, but do you think him making the cut today?
I have my doubts because obviously not in the opening slot, but probably at number four because he can maybe streamline the middle order if there are wickets being fallen at a regular intervals. But knowing Ricky Ponting being very aggressive and very practical, I have my doubts that Ajinkya Rahane is going to cement his position in this playing 11 at the initial part of the tournament.
Yeah, and one more question that has been asked of Delhi is: can this talentful team, can this team of superstars, showmen, game changers play as a team together? Well, let's not forget they had a bit of success last season. They made it to the playoffs. They were in the top contenders last time, and they have been tipped up as one of the favorites for this time as well. Well, let's move on to probably their weaknesses. Let's look at the lineup first, and then talk about the probable weaknesses in this team, right? So with
Right.
Delhi, obviously Shikhar and Prithvi Shaw opening without a doubt, left and right hand combination. And
Absolutely.
Praveen, would you have Hetmeyer probably at three or Shreyas Iyer at three?
See, Hetmar has been the highest bidder for DC this year. So
Yeah,
obviously he's going to cement his position and he will have a point to prove. But at number three, you would have usually seen Shreyas batting coming at number three. So I think he will do that. Like he will obviously justify his position at number three, and he will be there at number three. And Hetmar followed after Shreyas Iyer for sure.
all right, and then probably five, six, seven. You keep the talented Rishabh Pant at five, and maybe use him similar to Hardik Pandya. Probably use him as a floater at times if there are less wickets falling at four. But he would definitely be at five, I reckon, right?
Absolutely, because he's been inconsistent, but once he gets going, I think there is no stopping of Rishabh Pant. And again, I've seen him his Insta handle
Yeah,
and
you saw that
similar.
reverse flick, probably that I think it was of Ishan Sharma.
Absolutely,
It
absolutely,
was
absolutely.
fabulous. It was fabulous.
Yeah.
So six and seven, Praveen, who do we have at six and seven?
I think we'll need to have. I think our five batsmen are sorted, so we need a few all rounders in the form of Stoinis and Axar. Axar, obviously, because a great utility player, and again Stoinis, his medium pacers and
Yeah.
some good, great shots that he can he can create at the end of the overs. So yeah, Stoinis and Axar are my obvious choices for the middle order.
Perfect, perfect. Let's come to the spin department, right? So obviously Akshar is covered. Would you play then both the spinners with Ashwin definitely going to play a great addition again to the Delhi side with his brains. Obviously, he's going to contribute to Shreyas Iyer's captaincy as well. And would you be tempted to play Mishra ji as well? Obviously, he's the old wily fox, but we have seen what experience can do. Would you play two
Ab-
spinners?
Absolutely, because I think Ashwin is going to lead the team because he has led the Kings 11 Punjab, and he's going to face them this year. So he might be knowing how to face them and which batsman.
Yeah,
Obviously, the team is going to be fairly new, but he knows the areas that he's going to bowl to them because he's been regularly bowling in the nets last year. So obviously, he's going to lead from the front and joined with Mishra for sure. So these are the spin twins that we see for Delhi Capitals for sure.
yes, looks exciting, and all the three bowlers
Yeah.
or three spinners are of different kind. Well, to end the bowling attack, obviously Rabada is the best of the lot. We know what he can do at the top of the order, maybe even at the death. He's fabulous. So he's probably along with maybe Bumrah. He's my top bowler in the
Absolutely.
IPL.
Absolutely. I
And
think Rabada, without any choice, is going to be part of the playing 11 for sure. But I guess Ishan Sharma, if he's not playing, then
yeah, that's the news that is
Norgay.
coming in. Yes, that's the news coming in. He's got a bit of a niggle, but he might not play today. So,
Absolutely.
would you play maybe Jordan or Chemo Paul or maybe not Ye, if I got the pronunciation right?
Yeah, so I think Noria should make it to the playing 11 because of his good Yorker abilities that he possesses at the death over. So obviously with Rabada, we will have Noria opening the power play and closing the last 4 overs for sure.
All right, friends. So that's the DC 11 for you, and let's come back to the other side. We've talked a lot about Delhi because they're a team to talk about. Delhi बोला तो बात होती है, बात तो दिल वालों की होती है. Friends, let's come to the Balle Balle team. Punjab, we're going to miss Priti Zinta obviously in the stands this time. I'm sure she's going to be waving her red flag wherever she is. A young captain, first time probably we're going to see Rahul as a captain. I'm really looking forward to seeing Rahul as a captain. So Rahul would definitely open. Let's ask the big question: is Christopher Henry Gale anywhere close to playing cricket? Has he even seen cricket? He must be partying somewhere on the Caribbean beaches. Praveen, knowing him doesn't matter for him. Practice sessions, fitness doesn't matter for him. Do you pick him? Big gamble.
I think that's the round of that's the question that is making a round of discussion, that whether Gale will play, whether he'll be part of the playing 11, whether he'll be on the bench, whether Punjab is going to utilize him at the later part of the tournament, because he's again changed hands of franchises from year on year. So
Yes.
we know all that. So I have my doubts because Kings 11 have placed a heavy bet on Nicholas Pooran. So
Yep.
we cannot risk of having Pooran and Gale, both of them in the at the same time. So I think
Yep.
Gale is going to miss out in the initial few matches of the tournament for
Yeah, and
sure.
agree. And I really hope that Puran Paramatma comes to the party because he is
Absolutely,
fabulous. I mean,
it's fabulous. Yeah.
looking at the shots he plays, and I mean, few of us have been tracking the CPL. He's been in sublime form. So Puran would definitely play. But let's talk about the batting order. So Rahul, who will open with Rahul for you?
I think Mayank Agarwal would be a right choice
Yep.
because he has a tendency of rotating the strike, and Rahul can obviously hit his shots
So
and
two
he can play
Karnataka boys
freely.
opening for Punjab,
Absolutely, absolutely.
not bad for a national integration, isn't it? Okay, and who do we have at number three? I would go with Karun Nair. He has been really good. Remember the double century, in fact, the triple century that he scored. But after that, he's been hiding somewhere. But I would be tempted with Karun Nair simply because Puran can be held back for the later overs. It will be difficult if he goes in and then we don't have anybody at the back end. So For me, it will be Karun Nair at 3, maybe Puran at 4. They have Mandeep Singh, who they like. They might throw him in the mix in the later match, and we might see
Yeah.
not a Desert Storm, but maybe a Gale Storm in UAE coming in at the later stage as well. Okay, let's move on quickly. 5, 6, 7. Exciting players. Who do we have at 5, 6, 7?
I think at 5, obviously after Puran, I think we will need to have Maxwell because
Yep.
of his sublime form that he has. He's already scored a century in his last
Oh,
match
yes.
that he's played against England. So without any doubts, I think he's going to be part of the playing 11 and a top 5 for sure.
And I would go in maybe at 6 with somebody like Sarfaraz. He has had those 3 innings. Praveen, I was fortunate to see the recordings. He was amazing, amazing. I think he's somebody who is not got a lot of opportunity in the past, and whatever he has got, he is again similar to Saurabh Tiwari that we saw. He's very meaty, he's very bulky. He may not be fit, but I mean, again, a Mumbaikar, so I have a little bit of a soft corner for him. So he would be my pick for number 6. And
Absolutely.
probably at 7, who would be at 7?
I think Krishnappa Gautam would be an ideal choice for number 7 because of his right arm spinner deliveries, which he can obviously at times he can skid off the pitch, and the slowness of the pitch is absolutely going to help Krishnappa Gautam.
Yeah, he's a very smart, street smart player. He does a bit of everything. So Gautam,
Yeah.
I don't know why did RR let him go, because he was pretty handy. Anyways, okay, so let's go with 8, 9. Do we have you go with more spinners or what? I mean, 8 and 9. They have Jordan as well if they want to look for one more kind of a bowling all rounder.
But I think for the spinner, I think we'll need to have one more spinner in terms of Mujibur Rahman, because
Oh yes,
he
yes.
possesses those great spin deliveries, and yeah, so he has all the deliveries in his book. So obviously his surprise elements are we are going to see this year as well,
Praveen,
and
Praveen, Praveen, you know what it is called in Mumbai cricket? It's called mixed bhajia, right? You come in to bowl, and something what we are love to having mixed bhajia. कभी मूंग के भजिया, कभी आलू के भजिया, kanda bhaji. It's like
absolutely.
that. He has everything in his fingers and he just tweaks it a little bit and does the trick. And he's going to be pretty handy on the UAE pitches. So Mujib, all you Dream 11 fans, definitely pick him. He's going to be the pick of the day in my opinion at
Right,
least.
right.
Yeah, and then
And obviously,
yeah, Praveen.
obviously, the pace attack is going to be led by Mohammad Shami, and without any doubt for sure. And obviously, we will need a left-handed fast bowler as well, because there is a lot of grass on the pitch that we see in Dubai. So, and he has a tendency of swinging the ball at the initial phase of the year. So I think Cottrell is going to be my obvious
Oh
choice.
yes,
Maybe.
how did I forget the grand salute, right? It's going to be Cottrell and Shami opening the bowling. We still have place for
Absolutely.
one more probably Indian player. And would you be tempted to go with the under 19 star? What is his name? Ravi Bishnoi. Would
Abhi
you be
Bishnoi.
tempted with going with him right at the start of the tournament?
I think yes, being a youngster, I think it's very important to give them opportunity. So Ravi Bishnoi has not got very fair chances. So I think it's always good to give chances to youngsters and let them explore and let them showcase their talent. So I think Ravi Bishnoi is going to be my obvious
Don't
choice.
forget 2 things. He has had a very tough beginning. He has made his mark up to the top level of cricket. And don't forget the coach. He will definitely dwell playing under Anil Kumble. I'm really looking forward for that partnership. So that makes up for the Kings 11, friends. What do you think? Let us know.
Great. So Sujan, that was the side that I think the best 11 that both the teams can have at the initial part of the tournament. But what do you look like? I think the weather is going to be humid, as obvious. How do you see the pitch coming out to be?
Well, Praveen, ये रेगिस्तान में घास कहाँ से आई है? Tell me something. मतलब इतने साल से मैं क्रिकेट देख रहा हूँ. I know Sharjah was a popular venue in the 90s. Now cricket is not happening. But I have not seen green pitches in UAE. कहाँ से ला रहे? Probably the only thing that I can think about is they want pitches to last for the entire tournament. It's going to be it's end of a season for the UAE as well. So they would want to put in a lot of grass, a lot of binding in it, so that the pitch lasts. That's the only thing that I can think about.
I think hats off to the curators who's
Yeah.
got this grass in this Registan is what you were mentioning. So I think hats off to them. What do you see teams winning the toss? What do you think the captains will decide? Will they bat first or bowl first?
Well, two things come to my mind. Obviously, because the pitches are a little bit green and juicy to start with, so there will be a little bit of help, and it will be very difficult to chase. And we saw that yesterday. Though Mumbai, it will be very difficult to bowl in the second part of the innings, because they're going to be due. The dew factor is going to come in. The ball is not going to grip. So I would be tempted to win the toss and bowl first. And obviously, the factor that players are playing after a long time, there will be a bit of niggle here and there. People will be complacent. So it's always better to be fielding first in that condition.
And I think the statistics are also suggesting that the last 5 matches that is been played in Dubai, 4 out of 5 times the team batting second have lost the match.
Oh,
so
okay.
obviously it's an obvious choice: win the toss and let the opponent bat first.
Right? Yes, and what do you think of the score? Normally, Dubai is known for its skyscrapers, but I don't think that is going to happen today, right?
I think the average scores that we've seen in Dubai is 138. That's been mentioned. So I think any score above 150 or 160 should be a par score and should be a defendable score, is what I feel.
All right, so we have talked about the pitch, talked about the possible outcome of the toss as well, and looked at a par score as well. So it's now time to look at the Dream 11, the possible lineup that you can put against. I think this time Dream 11 is allowing us to pick up 2 keepers, and we're going to make maximum use of it. Rahul, whether he keeps or not, he is going to be there for me. And Praveen, I'm sure you agree that we'll go with Pant as well, right? So Pant and Rahul make the keepers.
Absolutely, because they are the first top 4 batsmen that obviously are going to play, and they're going to get chance to play. So it's very important that when you're forming a Dream 11, how many players are going to play, and what are the chances of their playing, getting an opportunity for them to bat. So that's very important.
So
I think both the players,
both the
players will get an opportunity.
Yeah, quickly let's come down to the batsmen. Iyer for me. Who else?
Yeah, I think Iyer will make an obvious choice because he's going to come 1 down. So Iyer is obviously has to be part of Dream 11. Along with him, I think Shikhar or Prithvi Shaw. But I think knowing how Shikhar has been playing in the past, and as I mentioned his Insta handle, the way he was timing his shots, I think Shikhar will make it to the Dream 11 for sure.
All right, so we have Iyer and Shikhar, and just if you want to save some points, I would go in with Sarfaraz. I really like that guy. I mean, I would go in with Sarfaraz just to make sure that I have a little bit of budget left for my all-rounders. So all-rounders, Maxwell, I think without a doubt makes a cut. And who else would you pick, Stoinis or Akshar?
I think I'll go with Akshar because of the slowness of the pitch, and Akshar will be a better choice as compared to Stoinis. So I think Akshar will be my all-rounder.
So Akshar and Maxwell, and let's come to the bowlers. Yes. Okay, so obviously Ashwin, I feel has to be in the lineup, right?
Ashwin, absolutely, yeah. Ashwin, because of his experience, and as I told you, he knows the Kings 11 Punjab team so well. So
अंदर की बात है भाई. So अंदर की बातें तो होती रहेंगी, and
वो आज बाहर आने ही वाली
है. And don't be surprised if we see a Mankading again. I know it has been talked about a lot, but Praveen, with a coach like Ricky Ponting and Aussie as a coach, and a Khadus Mumbaikar as a captain, Ashwin को बोल देंगे by no mercy. Do it. So you might see a Mankading again. But yeah, who do we have the other spinner? Mujib?
I think Mujibur Rahman should be a good choice. I think
so. Mujib and Ashwin for us, and then the pace bowlers.
One from each team, I think Rabada and Shami, because Rabada is an obvious choice because he is the top three. He is the top three international bowlers that we have in this era. So I think Rabada will obviously make a choice, and Mohammad Shami for an obvious reason.
So Shami Kebab, and it is going to be Airoli ke baad Rabada. It's going to be something that we are going to look forward to. So people from Mumbai would have got it. From others, probably stay tuned. You're going to get a lot of Mumbai terms coming in. So that is the Dream 11, friends, and it's just about time for us to wrap up. And I hope we were in time for you to punch in your teams. Look forward to seeing you again at the post match. See you again. Praveen, any last words on who's going to win?
I think दिल कहता है Delhi, but दिमाग दिल कहता है Punjab, but दिमाग कहता है Delhi. So I think I'll go with Delhi.
Yeah, even I would go in for Delhi because it's a too good team. Well, friends, thank you for joining, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. And based on the feedback that we have got, we are now on Instagram as well. And let us know how you think this series is going. Looking forward for next editions and next episodes, friends. Bye bye. See you in the evening.
Bye. See you.